What's going on, guys? You're rocking out with the one and only phillydom coming to you live from Fort Deleuze, Brazil. Hanging out with Master Wayne tonight. He's going to talk to you about Amazon. He has a special, important, amazing situation for anybody out there that wants to learn about Amazon. So you guys definitely might want to listen up, take notes, and maybe take part in the situation that he's offering you guys. Amazing, amazing situation for you guys. And we got a surprise for you on the live today. You're gonna see some things on the live today, so it's definitely gonna be a surprise on this live today. But
Yeah.
Let's put the man of the hour. He's right there, Master Wayne. How you
All
doing
right,
today, Master Wayne?
appreciate it.
How's everything going?
Man, it's all love. I'm in
Yeah.
Thailand. I've
Uh-huh.
been here since March the 5th. So
Okay.
that's like what, 7, 8 months now.
Wow. Yeah, you living out there. No more Atlanta for you.
Man, I haven't been on U.S. soil this entire year. I left Atlanta last year, December the 16th.
Okay.
So I've been gone almost a whole entire year now.
Wow.
Yeah,
And you
usually I
like
go home
Thailand?
for holidays, but not this year. What'd you say?
You like Thailand, huh?
Yeah. It kind of reminds you of the United States, but just you got Thai people, you got the Buddhist culture, and in the Buddhist culture, they don't really believe in a God per se. The Buddhist culture more or less believes in how you actually conduct yourself or how you actually treat people. So that's why the people pretty much are so kind and so loving. So you don't have all the politics that comes with religion and so forth. So very
Okay.
peaceful place, man. Of course, Thai food is some of the best cuisine in the world. They eat a lot of seafood, a lot of noodles, a lot of rice, a lot of fruits and vegetables. So you're gonna get healthy while you're here, unless you're overindulging.
Okay. And I see
And
the
then I'm
people are
right,
pretty good fit weight.
yeah. And then I'm on the beach. Right, I'm in Jomtien, which is like a little suburb of Pattaya,
Okay.
and it's just lovely, man. Just walk out onto the balcony and stare at the ocean all day and at the beach. Or if I
Uh-huh.
leave my building, I could just walk right across the street and be on the beach.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
unbelievable. That's
yeah.
unbelievable.
You remember in Brazil, you and I were pretty close to the beach too. We would walk
Yeah, we
down
were.
there. It was like a 5, 7 minute walk.
Yeah.
But right now, we're literally on the beach. I could probably throw rocks from my balcony to the ocean.
Wow. Yeah, so you right there on the beach, man. Cool vibes, man. Cool
Yeah.
vibes. Yeah, but today, what you want to let them know about Amazon? You want to do a
So
presentation, I see.
Yeah, so basically, I've been mentoring people for the last 2.5 years, and now the mentorship has come to an end, and I want to now help more people. So I've automated my business and I've created a website. And before I launch the website to the world and go public, I want to be able to bring on 100 beta testers. And I'm going to do this as at an extreme discount. So the beta testers will get access to all the information, but they'll be able to let me know whether or not I made any mistakes or whether or not, I should switch around some of the lessons and do, things differently. And this will really help me out so I could test out all the bugs and work out, any type of errors I'm going to have with the website. So, you're going to get a once in a lifetime deal. And, that's what I'm here for. To come back and make this available to people who couldn't afford it beforehand. And now it's, at a much deeper discount. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna just break down exactly what Amazon is because a lot of people just don't know. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and post them in the comment section and I'll answer them as I go along. I'll just be taking a little peek. So let me go ahead and start the presentation. present, share screen, FBA. There we go. Oh man, I gotta move this over.
Wait for that other screen to come up.
Yeah.
And I'll take myself down, and you guys you do the presentation. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are at in the world. Bon dia, Botaji, Benoch. Master Wayne will do an Amazon live. I'm sure you guys are familiar with him. We've been on the channel a lot. I see we got people on the live. Feel free to ask any questions. But he has a deal of a lifetime for you. And we got a special surprise in this live for you.
Absolutely. All right, let me see. Now I should be able to see it. There we go.
Take your time. Take your time. They watching. Kelly, how you doing today, Kelly? How are you doing today, Kelly? Okay, I'm going to drop mine down so you can start the presentation. Pay attention, man. This is a life-changing situation for you guys.
All right. So for those of you who are meeting me for the very first time, my name is Wayne McShay, but my clients call me Master Wayne. And people call me Master Wayne because I've dedicated the last 11 years of my life to Amazon. I recognized almost 12 years ago that Amazon was taking off and taking over. And now they are the biggest retail company on the planet. Matter of fact, if you take the next closest 10 retailers like Target, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, CVS, Costco's, and Sam's Club, Amazon will be bigger than all of those companies put together. So, that really says something about their growth. And I'm going to give you some statistics to let you know that this right here is a viable business model if you want to break free of the rat race and the 9 to 5. Now, the first thing that people usually ask me when I tell them that my business is through Amazon, is like, well, I thought Amazon was a scam. Well, one, it's the largest retailer on the planet, so how could it be a scam? Two, when the internet started to really make waves in 2004, it forced a lot of brick and mortar colleges to close down. And that ended up giving way to online universities and colleges. So the brick and mortar colleges that closed down, all those books now were just sitting on a shelf somewhere, locked away in a closed down university or college. And so Jeff Bezos decided that, okay, we sell books. So, now there's a surplus of books out there. So, he invited third-party sellers like myself or yourself to go and procure those books, ship them into Amazon, and Amazon would put them live on the website. They would sell, and then Amazon will cut you a profit, cut you a check of the profit. So that's kind of how Amazon gets its real start. So, Amazon has a program called FBA, which stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. It simply means that if you ship products into Amazon, they'll go into what's called Amazon fulfillment centers. And once they reach that fulfillment center, they'll then go live on the Amazon.com marketplace. And then once they sell, Amazon will pick it, pack it, put it on a truck, and ship it straight to your customer's door without you doing anything else. They'll also handle returns and customer service. So it's a full-fledged business model. So your work is very easily. The only thing you'll really be doing is buying products, shipping them into Amazon, and I'm going to teach you that entire process. So Amazon, inside of their company, has several different business models. The first is private label. Private label is when you reach out to a manufacturer and say, hey, I want to have, this product right here manufactured and produced. And then you put a brand label on it, you give it a name, and then you order a certain amount of quantity to get started with. You order a sample to inspect it, and then you ship it into Amazon, create the listing, and then you now have a product that you own in real life selling on Amazon. And then you start running ads to it to rank it up organically and to start getting more sales. And the next thing you know, you're making money with the product that you own. So you can own your own brand of clothing, you can own your own shoes, you can own your own pocketbooks or purses, and later on in this presentation, I'll show you what I own and how I got started. There's also wholesale. So think of Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Puma, Michael Kors. All of these companies have contracts with wholesalers, and you contact the wholesalers and you present them with the right documentation, and the wholesaler will allow you to purchase those brands straight from them and ship them straight into Amazon. And now you can do this in bulk. There's also retail arbitrage. And retail arbitrage is when you just sit on your computer and you go shopping on different websites. So you can go to Target, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Home Depot, you can go to Costco, and you just buy products straight from the website. And then you have those products sent to a third-party fulfillment company. And then that third-party fulfillment company will ship your products into Amazon, and then they'll start selling. All right. And then there's online arbitrage. Retail arbitrage is going into the stores to those retailers. Online arbitrage is just shopping straight from your website or your computer. So that's kind of what I train my clients to do first and foremost. So you can do online arbitrage, wholesale, and private label anywhere in the world. So if you're looking to break free of the 9-to-5 and you want to travel, then this is a business model that can make it happen for you. All right, so Amazon is actually worldwide, right? Right now, more than 51% of the entire planet shops on Amazon. And as you can see, here are 10 Amazon marketplaces right here on the screen. And you have the United States first, Canada second, the United Kingdom third, Mexico fourth, Germany fifth, France sixth, Australia, Italy, Spain, and Japan. There's also Brazil, Netherlands, India, China, and it's steadily growing. Yeah, I mean, it's just an incredible marketplace. And the thing that kind of gets me, in the chat, let me know, do you know anyone personally who has never shopped on Amazon? I remember when I got started back in 2013, there were still a lot of people who had never, ever shopped on Amazon before. But nowadays, you'll be hard pressed to find someone who has never, ever shopped on Amazon. And, people are creatures of habit. So you have people who are shopping on Amazon, and that's all they'll ever do. They won't do any research to find out that you could also become an Amazon seller and send your products into Amazon and sell them right there on the Amazon marketplace. So, people, I know people who shop on Amazon 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, so they're spending all that money buying products, but they could just flip it and they could be sending in products, making money instead. Now, of course, as an Amazon guru, when I tell people what I do, they was like, well, okay, well, that's cool, but isn't Amazon oversaturated? All right. And that's always a viable question because Amazon has been around now for more than 20 years. But what I do is I simply tell people the numbers. So Amazon makes $638 million a day, right? And that's an old statistic. It's much higher right now. And so in the United States, there are 350 million people. So if you work that out mathematically, Amazon could pay every single man, woman, and child in the United States $1,000 per day. That's $30,000 per month. And they would still pull in $288 million a day. So does that sound like Amazon is oversaturated? All right, so if you have seen me before, you know anything about me, you know that, I've done a mentorship. So, I like to do things kind of backwards a lot of times. I like to start at the end, work my way back to the beginning. It's my formula for life. 10, 20 years ago, I envisioned what I wanted what my life to be like. And I was like, man, I want to travel the world. I want to stay in luxury penthouses, right on the beach. And I want to eat the best foods, and I want to go to concerts, and, I want to visit every country I could possibly think of. I want to set foot on all 5 major continents. So I got 4 continents out the way. There's only one left, and that's Europe. And in order to do this, I had to have a plan. So I started planning what I wanted my life to be like at the end, and I just worked my way backwards. So I've done the same thing with my mentorship. I started off mentoring people first, and that took up a lot of my time. It would take 8 hours a day to mentor people. So it was kind of like a full-time job. And I've been doing that now for, okay, so Frank is asking, how does one get started? So Frank, you can get started. phillydom is going to post a payment link, and you can sign up. And my mentorship had 2 price plans. The first price plan was a one-time investment of $2,500, or if you want the bigger plan, it was a one-time investment of $7,500. But now what I'm doing is I've automated my entire business, so I don't have to dedicate 8 hours a day to mentoring people. And I've taken all the videos and uploaded them to my brand new website. So you'll sign up as a beta tester at $169 a month, and you'll get access to the training classes. So we're going to have a live training class every Monday. The first one was already last Monday about how to register. So you'll be able to sign on and watch that video and get your Amazon account registered and get ready to go. And then every Monday, I'll release a brand new recording, and it'll be live. So if you want to come on the training and ask me questions, then you'll be able to do that. But if you miss it, then no problem. I'll re-upload it as a recording. So now I'm bringing on 100 beta testers to sign up, look at all my training materials, go through my website, kick everything around, make sure everything is working, click on all the links, make sure they're operational. And I'm doing it at a discount of only $169 a month. And the class will last for 9 weeks. And you'll get access to everything. So if you ever wanted to write a book, KDP, if you ever want to develop your own product, private label, if you want to deal with wholesalers, I'm going to teach you everything. So this is a special deal I'm making for the first 100 people. So it's first come, first serve. So this is how you get started. All right. And then after I get 100 beta testers on, I'll be reverting to my main course offer. So, people will see an advertisement on Facebook or on Google or on YouTube, and they'll watch a short webinar. It'll be my presentation for my business, and then they'll be able to sign up for my course, but they won't have the $169 a month price that you're going to have as a beta tester. They're going to have the pricing model that you see on the screen. So if they want the basic course, it's going to be $197. If they want the intermediate course, it's going to be $497. If they want the advanced course, it's going to be $997. And if they want to be part of my success club, it's going to be $47 a month. So you're getting all of this for only $169 a month. So you can beta test my entire website and automation system. So this is a unique and special once in a lifetime deal that I'm making to phillydom subscribers, because phillydom has been instrumental in helping me acquire all the mentees that I mentored over the past 2.5 years. So, again, the beta testers, you'll get full access to all my training and material, so you could kick some tires around and click on all the links, test everything out, make sure there's no grammar errors, no spelling or punctuation errors, and you'll be able to get this plan for only $169 a month. Whereas if you don't grab or secure one of the beta tester spots, then this right here would be the normal course price. And most people are going to want to learn everything. So they'll start off paying the $197 just to get into the course. Then they'll upgrade to $497. Then they'll upgrade to $997. And then they'll be paying the $47 a month for the Amazon Success Club. Whereas today, if you jump on this offer now, become a beta tester, you get access to all of this for only $169 a month for my 9-week course. So we can go through everything and make sure it's perfect before I release the course and start advertising. So how did I get started? So it kind of happened by accident. Back in 2015, I had launched my very first Amazon private label product. I started making money. I was making like $18,000 a month. So the first thing I did was ran and got my passport. I was living in Atlanta, so all I had to do was go to CVS, have my picture taken, and then go downtown to Peachtree Street to the passport office, pay like $100 and something, and they called me back in about 2 or 3 days. And next thing you know, I had my passport. And the first ththing I did was book the trip to Medellin, Colombia. One, I wanted to learn Spanish. And two, I've heard about Pablo Escobar and seen a documentary, and I've just always wanted to go and start brushing up on my Spanish. So while in Medellin, Colombia, I met these two guys, Gio and Luke. And Luke was a SEO specialist, and he was in Medellin launching his own business also. So, we would discuss our businesses every night. And one day Luke asked me, so, okay, you have your own brand of products that you're selling on Amazon, but what about the other millions and millions of products on Amazon? Could you also sell those? And 10 years ago, I didn't know the answer to that question. So, I had to go do some research and find out. But it turns out Luke was correct. The process is called arbitrage, where you could actually order products from all over the world, from manufacturers, from wholesalers to retailers, ship it into Amazon and sell it alongside the biggest brands. And so, Luke put the idea in my head. I came home back from this trip 3 months later, and I got on my computer, and man, it was a full-time job. It took about 8 hours a day. So I became obsessed with it, and I had to learn how to automate the whole process because there was no software. So that's kind of how I got my start. And then I started mentoring people after I perfected it. So this is Colin Beckford. This is him sending me a screenshot, and he had just reached $10,000 a month, and he sent me a little screenshot that says, "The digital nomadic lifestyle and beachfront condo in the tropics is now a reality. Thanks, Master Wayne." This is another client of mine, Walter. And when he sent me this screenshot, he was making $4,350 every 2 weeks. This is another client, Mark Metellus. And when he reached out to me, he told me that he and his wife were already selling on Amazon, but they were selling books, but they couldn't break making more than $1,000 a month. So I told him, no problem, sign on, get my mentorship, and I'll show him how to 10x that $1,000 a month. So in his first screenshot, he sent me this once he and his wife were able to earn $3,000. And then he sent me another screenshot when they reached $11,900 per month. So that's a That's a huge jump from going to just being able to make $1,000 to making over, close to $12,000. This is Vanessa. Her journey was kind of similar. She was married, and she was like, her husband had a massive heart attack, and their savings was started to get depleted, and she was like, she needed this to work. So long story short, she joined and got my mentorship, and she sent me this screenshot once she was able to make $5,000 a month, but she actually eclipsed that and she made $6,000. So she thought she was only going to make $5,000, but she ended up making $6,000. And then she was able to then go out and complete one of her other passions, which is writing her first book. This is Andrea. She was referred to me by her mother, and Andrea was very intelligent, and she paid attention, and she hit the ground running. And within 45 days, she was able to start bringing in an extra $1,200 every 2 weeks into our household, married with 2 kids. My niece got married in August of 2023 in Las Vegas. And so I was in the Dominican Republic at the time, where I had been living for about 18 months. And so I flew from the Dominican Republic back home to Atlanta and then out to Las Vegas. And while out there at my niece's wedding, I had a client who lived in California. She jumped in her car and she drove 3 hours north up to Las Vegas to meet me in person. And that's Tavar in this picture. And in her screenshot, she had made $5,000 in her first 30 days. So if you're looking to get yourself out of the rat race, out of the 9 to 5, or you just want to make more money and have more financial freedom, this is the way to do it. Amazon is the largest retailer on the planet. If more people knew about this, then more people would actually be joining on to participate in selling on Amazon, but people just don't know. People are creatures of habit. And that you could go and order products from Amazon, but most people don't know that they could actually become a licensed Amazon seller and start making money. And these are 2 more clients of mine from Atlanta, Marsha and Sheldon, and they actually flew out to the Dominican Republic to spend 6 days with me. And this is a screenshot where, they were able to get their account up to making $1,200 every 2 weeks. And this was actually my very first client that I actually taught. This is Elena. She and I have known each other for over 11 years. We used to play volleyball together. And we were on a volleyball team playing in the league. And our team made it all the way to the championship, and then we lost. But I had so much fun playing with them that I took the whole team out to Top Golf. We went to an escape room, took them out to dinner, and I paid for everything, all expenses paid. And afterwards, Elena pulled me to the side and was like, okay, what do you do for a living? Because you're obviously not doing what everyone else is doing. And so I sat her down, invited her out to my home and taught her. And this is a screenshot that she sent me months later where she was up to $10,000 a month. This is Tony Hampton, same situation for him, $10,000 a month. This is Audrey. So during the pandemic, everybody was on lockdown. You couldn't leave the house, but I found a loophole, and that loophole was driving for Uber. So I had multiple cars at the time. So I applied for Uber, got accepted, and that allowed me to get out the house during the pandemic. And I picked Audrey up from the airport, and she started looking around at my car and was like, okay, why are you doing Uber in such a nice car? So then I explained to her what I did for a living, and she was like, okay, please teach me. And so, she was actually my second client that I actually started teaching the business to. And she sent me this screenshot, a text message, when she got to the point where she was making between $3,000 to $5,000 every 2 weeks. And that's life-changing money. An extra $3,000 to $5,000 a week for most people would pay every single bill and debt that you have. All right. And in the Dominican Republic, I lived in Santo Domingo for 6 months, and then I moved north to the northern part of the island to Sosua for another year. And most of my clients who actually saw a presentation on phillydom's YouTube channel, just like you're watching right now, would see me on the channel, and they were like, okay, I want to meet you in person. I want to see if this is real. So they would book a ticket to the Dominican Republic because it was close and it wasn't really that expensive. And they would fly out to the Dominican Republic to meet me in person and, make sure it was legitimate, and I would train them in person. And Ernesto has been one of my clients now for 2 years, and you can see him in the first screenshot. This is he sitting at the table right here in the red shirt, in the Dominican Republic, and now he's here in Thailand with me, and he comes over to my condo, every week so we can still train in person. And I had left the Thailand and I went to Manila, Philippines for 2 weeks, and he came to the Philippines and we did the same thing. We went out, partied, had a good time, but other days we would just train. So, my clients kind of follow me wherever I am in the world to sit down and train in person. And that's just how transparent and laid back I am. And this is my first Canadian client. Shout out to Renee. This is another one of my mentees. This is Soba. She was actually my third client ever. And she decided to do Amazon FBA and KDP book publishing. I'll get into that a little bit later. But when she got started in the month of May, she had several journals and several coloring books. And her first month, she made $1,832. And then her second month in June, she made $5,536. And so that's a total of $7,000 just with coloring books and journals. All right. This is another client, Ronnie Waller from California. So he flew from California all the way across the United States to Atlanta, and then it had a transfer flight to the DR. So all in all, that's like a 9-hour journey for him just to make it to the Dominican Republic. He came out to the Dominican Republic to meet me in person, like many of my clients have. And this is a picture of him and I sitting down outside of Roomba. And, we didn't work on business at all while he was there. We just hung out, had a good time, got to know one another. And, he wanted to see it up close and firsthand. And when he got back to California, he was able to launch his very own private label product. So if you go to Amazon and you look up RBW Successful Dead Sea Mud Mask, you're going to see his product on Amazon. All right. And last but not least, you might be saying to yourself, okay, Wayne, so, I've seen that, you kind of know what you're talking about, and you have some successful mentees who, crack over 10K per month. But what about you personally? Well, here's a picture of me at an ATM machine where I'm holding my debit card in my hand in the upper right-hand portion. And in my wallet, you can see my military ID. I am a military veteran. And the last 4 digits of my card is 7854. And you can see it on the ATM screen as well. I took a picture of it, so the flash my camera is actually blocking out the last digit. But you can see that in my savings account, it was $100,000. And then my checking account is just shy of 1.3 million. So not only, do I have successful clients, but you can see that, doing this 11 years myself, I've made a substantial amount of money. And I make more money every single month than I spend, so I save naturally. And so this is a business model where you could scale it up to make however much money you think you need every month. And so you could operate on the same wavelength where you'll be able to make more money every month than you spend. I don't know what your parents taught you, but my parents taught me, to save money every month, create a budget. Where like if you made $10,000 a month, you spend 3, you pay your bills to 3, and then you save 3. And I never thought that was, a smart way to go, because you're still living on a budget. I didn't want to live on a budget. I wanted to basically do whatever I wanted to do in life. So if I want to rent a yacht, go on a helicopter tour, or I always book my plane tickets last minute. So I paid the most expensive price. But, like tomorrow, I might just decide, hey, I'm going to go to Australia. And so I just get on Google Flights, book my first class ticket, jump on a plane, and I'll go. And so, that costs a lot of money. But as you can see, I'm not just a guru sitting behind a computer talking about things that, that I haven't achieved. No, I've achieved massive success. And this is all I do. All I do is live and breathe Amazon every single day. And if you want someone to guide you through the process, I'm probably one of the best in the world. This is an obsession for me. This is all I do. And this is a snapshot of my main Amazon account. And if you're thinking, okay, well, that's just a screenshot, it could be faked, no problem. I feel you on that. So here's a video that you can't fake.
Buenos dias.
So this is my luxury apartment where I was in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. That's my computer set up with the 3 monitors. And as you can see, I had a nice Cohiba sitting on the table. And so you can see me hitting the refresh button on the computer. And now you're going to see my total balance pop up on the computer. There you go, $32,784.52. And so Amazon pays out every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, that's the balance that they're going to direct deposit into my bank account. All right, so I have just a normal checking and savings account, and then I also have a business checking and savings account. All right, Hit Factory is asking me, am I going to have another presentation? He missed the beginning of the presentation. Yeah, Hit Factory, I'll go over and do a summary and a review, but if you're watching right now, then you're at a good time, because I sort of recap everything. So even if you missed the beginning, no problem. I'm going to do a recap, and I'm going to answer everyone's questions in real time as they post it. Now, if you're even more skeptical, like, I hate when I see gurus online, they want you to buy this course and they show you screenshots of, the money that they supposedly made. That's not good enough for me. I need to see more. So here's my business checking account from Navy Federal. And you can see I'm showing you my actual deposits that come from Amazon. And so you can see right here, active duty checking, $35,000 deposit. And then you can even see how much money I withdrew or how much money I spent. So $35,000 deposit, and I withdrew $23,000, and then I ended up saving $14,000 automatically. So that's exactly what I was speaking about earlier in the presentation. I always make more money every single month than I spend, so I save automatically. This is what you have to do. Living on a budget, that's not how you get it done. So you need a business nowadays, because what we were taught to do, if you grew up with parents who worried about money and worried about saving and, taught you to go to work after college and go to college and get a good job, that whole business model or, way of thinking is dead nowadays. You got to get out, create your own business, build your own brand, and start bringing in passive income. Here's another statement. And in this statement, that's $32,000, right? And then I spent $27,000 and still saved $5,000, right? Another statement. So this is what I call a bad month, right? This is only $29,000 that I made that particular month. Spent $27,000, still saved close to $3,000, right? So this is a great formula for, one, achieving financial success, and two, never having to worry about money again. And not only do I teach Amazon FBA, I'm probably one of the best in the world. So, there's a lot of gurus out here that teach, different parts of e-commerce business. In the Amazon landscape, I am one of the best in the world. And so, my clients fly out and train with me in person. That's something other gurus or Amazon experts don't even offer. And so this is a client of mine. Her name is Adrian. I've known Adrian for a long time. And she flew out to Thailand to actually train with me. So she was here with me for 6 weeks. And we spent a month in Bangkok. And then we spent 5 weeks here in Pattaya. And this is the fruits of her labor. This is her very first book called Mind Over Misery. And yes, it is available right now for sale on Amazon. This is another client of mine. His name is Mike McClellan. He's from the UK, and he has a girlfriend who has a daughter. And this is his very first book. And the book is sort of written, as a true story about like his daughter. So she goes on this fantastical journey, and the book is in her image. So, he gets a lot of brownie points for that. This is another book from another client of mine, Sean Kendrick, and it's called From Chaos to Calm, Breaking the Cycle of Overthinking. And then, of course, the one and the only phillydom. So while in Brazil, phillydom and I was in Brazil for like 4 or 5 months. And, I set him down and, started teaching him how to write his own books using Amazon KDP. So his very first book is called Philydom's Complete Guide to Alaska Seafood Processing and Self-Preservation. So if you don't know, phillydom used to work in the Alaska seafood industry. And there's a lot of people around the world who want to know how to get into that industry and how to get a job out there, because you only work for a certain amount of months and then you make an obscene amount of money. And so it's very lucrative. And the work is hard. You got to get used to it. But if you get used to it, you can make a lot of money. So now you could just go to Amazon and buy his book and get a cheat sheet or a shortcut on how to get into the Alaska seafood industry by somebody who's been there and done that. And then he also has another book called Unfiltered, Behind the Scenes of YouTube. So, phillydom is a master YouTuber. He's one of the best. He's filmed all over, from Haiti to Belize to, the homelessness and the vets in New York to El Salvador, Dominican Republic, Brazil. He's been all over. He's been all over Brazil, Fortaleza, Sao Paulo, Rio, Salvador Bahia. And, just from, his YouTube videos alone, he's almost famous. He gets recognized no matter where we are. While we were hanging out in Salvador Bahia, not even Rio. Rio is where all the tourists go, right? But Salvador Bahia is Brazil's largest Afro-Brazilian city, populated city. And while we were just hanging out in Salvador Bahia, you would be walking down the street late at night or anytime during the day, and you would hear somebody say, "Yo, phillydom." And so, it was crazy to see that he has that much notoriety and that much fame already from his YouTube endeavor. And his third book, Phillydom's The Forgotten Father's Story. All right. So, he's a father, his son, he loves his son very much. And I think his son lives in Belize with his mother. And, this is his story. So if you ever want to know about phillydom, the man behind the camera, then all you have to do is read his book. It's like an autobiography. And, I got to see him, writing these books firsthand. And, I've been with him on this journey the whole time. And he also has Phillydom's Life and Truths. So, he's been busy, and Phillydom actually has a crazy work ethic. So, I would see this brother get up 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and, he'd be working, he might have a little breakfast. I wouldn't wake up until like 11 a.m., maybe 12 on Sundays. And then I would wake up and this brother would still be working. He'd be up working since 7 a.m. So when you put in the work, you get results. So shout out to Philly. And he has 5 books in total. And the crazy part is, this is what most people are unaware of. When you write a book, you're going to be assigned what's called the ISBN number. You have to purchase it, but this is going to give you your publishing rights to your books. And so, in the music industry, a lot of artists don't own their publishing and they don't own their masters. So they don't get those residual checks like they're supposed to be getting. The record label kind of cheats them out of that royalty. And so they just make money off their concerts and their shows and endorsements and, meager album sales. They get, certain percentage points off of album sales, or nowadays they also get percentage points off of their streaming. But many artists never owned their publishing and never owned their masters. But when you write books and you post them to Amazon, that's just the beginning, because not only can you upload your books to Amazon, you could also upload your books to Google. Google has a major book platform with over 3 billion users. And Apple has a platform where you can upload your books to Apple. And then you can use other companies like Ingram Spark and Digital Store, where you could, and Lululemon, and you could actually upload your books to all these distribution centers and get worldwide distribution. So your books will be in stores, your books will be in schools, your books will be in coffee shops, and they'll be selling all over the world. And this is how you build generational wealth, because the money that these books can earn after they really start to rack up reviews, man, you won't have to do a single solitary day of work ever again in your life. You'll just sit back and start raking in the money. And more importantly, you can leave behind generational wealth. So when you finally, leave this earth and you pass on to better things, you can leave behind your publishing to your children. And, your books will still be earning you money. And then, so it's a win-win situation. So this is actually how I got started. So this is right here was my very first product. They're called the Smiley Face Nail Clippers. Now, I didn't know anything about designing nail clippers. So what I did was I found a company that used to exist back then called the Amazing Selling Machine. They had a course that only opened up twice a year. And when the course opened up, I paid them $3,000. And it was like the second half of the year. It was like October, like it is now. And I went through the entire course, and it taught me how to reach out to manufacturers around the world, submit a work order, and let them know what I wanted to have produced. So I decided to go with nail clippers because they're worldwide. No matter where I traveled to in the world, everybody had fingernails and everybody had toenails. So I was like, okay, this would be a good worldwide product. And so I contacted the manufacturer. I said, listen, I want to have nail clippers designed. I want them to be this long. I want them to have a handle that's elongated and enlarged so they won't slip out your hand. I want the nail clippers to be made out of stainless steel. I want them to be laser etched so they cut sharply and don't leave any jagged nails. So next thing I knew, I had 1,000 of them being shipped into Amazon. And once they got to Amazon, I started running advertisements directly in the Amazon platform. And about 90 days into it, I woke up, checked my phone that morning, and I was now earning $638 a day. That comes up to about $18,000 a month. And so again, the first thing I did, besides doing a nice little celebration dance and yelling at the top of my lungs, was to go down to the passport office, get my passport, and start traveling. So I booked a 3-month trip to Medellin, Colombia. So, imagine this happening for you. Imagine You start selling on Amazon. I teach you the ropes, and whether that you already have your passport or you need to get your passport, you book a trip anywhere in the world for 3 months, 6 months, 5 months, however long you want, and live the life you were meant to live. Take care of your family, pay off all your bills. So after my nail clippers were successful, I was like, man, this is fun, and I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life. And so what I did next was I developed another product. So I went to Home Depot and Lowe's, and I pulled down all the oven gloves that I could find from off their shelves. And I looked at, what manufacturers put on the box and how the box was designed. And I designed my own pair of oven gloves. So they're heat resistant up to 900 degrees Fahrenheit. I had these silicone strips installed on them, and I named them the Pan Piper's oven gloves. You can Google them, because after I got them up on Amazon, I received an email and somebody was like, listen, I just ran across your oven gloves on Amazon and I want to buy the entire brand. And they made me an offer for $900,000. And I said yes. And so, after a little bit of paperwork and, attorneys doing their thing, boom, I sold my Pan Piper's oven glove for $900,000. So as you can see, private label is very lucrative. But not only can you sell your private label products, you'll also be able to sell your books. So think about this. When phillydom's books get to the point where he's making $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month, he'll be able to go to a website called Empire Flippers and sell his books. He can sell all of them, or he can sell one, or he can sell two, or he can sell all of them and you keep one. He can do however he wants to do. And so on Empire Flippers, let's say one of his books is making $10,000 a month. On Empire Flippers, you can get an evaluation of 40 times what your book is making per month. So if his book is making $10,000 a month, he'll get an evaluation of 40, and he'll be able to sell his book for almost $400,000. And with $400,000, you can go back in and write 10 more books, or you can put a down payment on a nice condo or a nice villa anywhere in the world that you choose. So the business model that I'm teaching you is going to lead you to financial freedom, right? I don't play around. When I graduated from high school, I didn't go to college like most people. I went into the military because my father was military. He was in the Navy, so I grew up as a military brat. And, he kind of taught me, if you're going to do something, put your all into it, do it right the first time, kind of what they call dress right dress, right? It's like how the military uniform is always nice and neat and clean, especially your Class A's. So, when I'm teaching people how to do something, I teach you with the same position that I used to use and I've learned from my military days. So when I'm not working, I just like to travel, right? So that's my thing. This is why I did all of this, because I realized that. So as a disabled veteran, the military still pays me my military retirement for the rest of my life, right? But that's only like $3,000 a month, right? That's enough to pay some bills, but you can't travel the world on that. You can't live your best life. So, when I saw Amazon growing as a company, I was like, okay, I get it. I want to get in with that. And then next thing you know, Jeff Bezos was the richest man in the world. And it's a win-win proposition. So, this is a couple of pictures of me. I'm just going to go through them real fast. This is me in Thailand, one in Brazil. So this is some of the locations I've been to. I don't know if you've ever been to Las Vegas or not, but when you become financially free, you can do whatever you want. So when I went to Las Vegas, I went out there for 30 days. It was like 2017. It was like January or February. So it was cold. So Vegas wasn't crowded. So it's like I had the whole city to myself. And I used to go down. I stayed at the picture right here is the MGM, but I was actually staying at the Luxor. and they had Luxor had this buffet where you would go downstairs, and in the buffet they had these crab legs. And if you love crab legs, put a hell yes in the chat. And the crab legs will be sliced open for you right down the middle. So all you had to do was take them and put them on your plate and just pull them out the legs and squirt them on with lemon, dip them in a sauce. I would literally spend 2-3 hours down there in the buffet every day eating crab legs till I was stuffed. And it was just one of the best times in my life. Now, fortunately for me, I'm not a gambler. So, I wasn't there gambling away my money. I was just there going to all the shows. I went to Chris Angel's magic show. I went to David Copperfield. I went to a Michael Jackson show. I went to a Jabberwocky show. That was real nice. The Jabberwockies were dope. And I just had a great time, man. I slept for most of the day, except to go down to the buffet. And it was just a wonderful time. Went shopping. And, I've been to Africa. I've been to Colombia, Dominican Republic, the Hoover Dam, Guadalupe. I've been all over. And I love buying motorcycles. Like I bought a motorcycle in the DR for myself and my Dominican girlfriend. And when I moved away from the DR and went to Africa, I went to Brazil after the DR, I gave my motorcycle away to one of my homies there. He had been living there for since the pandemic started. He learned Spanish, became fluent, and I gave him a brand new motorcycle that I had only used for about 8 months. And so, that's the power of having money. While in Brazil, I bought an electric bike that I used to ride up and down the beachfront that they use in Rio to ride up and down the coastline. And, that was like $3,000. And, so when you're making money and you're earning at this level and this potential, you could pretty much write your own ticket. Skydiving, another video. So this is one of my best excursions. This is in Medellin, Colombia. It's called parapente. And it's basically you in a parachute harness, and they run you up the side of the mountain, and you're hanging in the clouds, literally at the same elevation as the clouds. And it's very cold at this height, so make sure you go on a warm day. Follow me, no designer quote, and open your mind with the vocab and let it live in your lab. No need to pack your bags, your itineraries. All right, and then this is me at the top of Tres Cruces Mountain. And again, you can see the entire city of Medellin down in the valley below me and behind me. When I was home in Atlanta and I wasn't traveling, I would go to all the sports games. So I would see the Braves play baseball, Atlanta United play soccer, the Falcons lose at football, and the Hawks, of course, losing at basketball. So, I've seen the Braves and the Atlanta United win championships, but the Hawks and the Falcons, they just can't get it done. So if you live in the ATL, you already know what I'm talking about. And this is what I was talking about in the Dominican Republic. So I bought a motorcycle for my Dominican girlfriend at the time, and a motorcycle for myself. And I was renting out a huge villa that was $3,000 a month. And we also had a rental car that I was paying like $1,500 a month for. And, you just live the life. You live your best life. You go shopping, you go on trips, and, you don't worry about anything. Even when phillydom and I were in Brazil, he ain't had to pay for any expenses. I paid for everything. We had a penthouse. We would go to this stores, it was like a Costco or a Sam's Club. And we would spend like $500 on buying everything for the crib. So we had, the refrigerator was fully stocked. We had a separate refrigerator just for beers and alcohol. We had candy. I got a sweet tooth, so I didn't buy one or two Snickers or Kit Kats. I would buy the entire box, right? And, so we would literally have a fully stocked crib, and we would have like parties every day. And that's how, that's the lifestyle. And Costa Rica, this is whitewater rafting, indoors, and just meeting people from all over the world. going on cruises and tours and yachts and, you know, penthouses in Cartagena, zip lining, excursions, four-wheeling, horseback riding, Segway tours. And, you know, back to when I went to Las Vegas for my niece's wedding, you know, I rented this this Corvette with the drop top and the red bucket seats, and I drove it all around Las Vegas all day long. Drop the top and just cruise around, getting lost, trying to find my way. And it was just loads of fun. And I also took a helicopter tour to the Grand Canyon, and that ended up actually being one of the best excursions I've been on, like parapente. So it's just a lot of fun, man. You can live your best life. And this is my home in an ATL, and this is two of my cars, or two of my three. So these are the Lincoln MKZ hybrids. They were two of the dopest cars on the planet. This is my third baby right here, the BMW i8 with the gull wing doors. And yeah, man, you can just live your life. And if you look at my garage, you can see hanging from the ceiling two bicycles. They're like 10 speeds, right? But they fold up and they're electric. So, you know, when I went on dates, I would, you know, put them on a car rack and we would drive to what's called the Silver Comet Trail. And we would unfold them. And then me and the date would get on the bikes and we would pedal out on the Silver Comet Trail. We would ride out like 10 miles. And then when you get tired, you just flip a switch, you turn on an electric mode, and you just hit the switch. And without pedaling, the bike would bring you all the way back on electricity. So it's just technology, man. I mean, the world has come so far. And this was my setup in the Dominican Republic. As you can see, my 3-screen monitor setup in my computer. At the time, I was using a what's called a I forgot it was more like a gaming laptop, and it had a large processor because I wanted to have the very best. But now I switched over to an Apple MacBook Pro. All right, and just to give you, you know, insight into how, you know, I live and what I do, I had a videographer come to the villa. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Welcome to my crib. Come on in. In the Dominican Republic, and I also had phillydom come out and, you know, shoot a scene and do an interview with me. It's like my first interview. Huge pool right in front of the yard, coconut trees in the yard, papaya trees, mango trees, a little massage room, 3 bedrooms with all king-size beds, air conditioning. And I don't know if you've ever been to the DR, but this is definitely upscale living for the DR. Huge marble floors, you know, gazebo, terrace area, you know. It was $3,000 a month. Gated community, 24-hour security, you know. So, you know, you're living at the highest level. You just living out your dreams. And let me see if I can get this to go to the next screen. Okay, that's not working. Let me see. I may have to, hold on. Let me minimize it and then go to the next window. Okay, there we go. All right, and when I say that this is all I do, this is all I do. All I do all day is live and breathe Amazon, right? And that's how I became an expert, and that's how, you know, I've earned so much money over the past 10 years. It's just by just dedicating my life to it. And so this is me on a field trip in Tennessee with other Amazon sellers from Atlanta. And what I've come to learn is that there's only 4 different kinds of people. The first person doesn't have a job, right? So they got plenty of time, but they don't really have the money or the resources they need in order to travel. The second type of person, where most of you probably are, is you have a 9-to-5, but you really don't have the resources to travel because, you know, all the money that you make is going to pay bills, right? And you really don't even have the time that you need to travel because you can't get time off from your 9-to-5. Next is the person who's self-employed. And for the person who's self-employed, again, you're strapped for time because you're spending all your time growing and managing your business. Now, you do have the resources to travel and you are making a lot of money, but again, you're dedicating all your time to your business. So what we want to do is get you from having no job or working a 9 to 5 or being self-employed to being a business owner. Business owner frees up your time, frees up your resources so you can travel, and you end up making more money than you've ever made in your life. So it's just a transition. Now, I try to be fully transparent, and I want you to know that, most people who start an online business fail. Actually, they fail at a rate of 90%. So that's why it's so important that you have someone who's going to show you the ropes and teach you exactly what you need to do in a step-by-step format to help you, forego any mistakes that you would make that would, put you out of business or get you in any trouble or get you suspended or shut down. So that's what I'm here for. I'm one of the world's most leading Amazon gurus, and I'm going to walk you through the entire process, how to register as a professional Amazon seller, how to format your Amazon account, how to register for the softwares you'll need to automate your business, how to analyze and do research on products that you might want to order, how to order those products, where to ship them to, and how to start making sales, and then how to rinse and repeat. Now, a little background on Amazon. Amazon's FBA service, which still stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, which means you send your products that you purchase from retail stores or wholesalers and manufacturers into Amazon. And then they go into what's called fulfillment centers. And then the fulfillment centers ship out your products to your customers, and they handle everything. They'll pick it, pack it, send it to the customer, handle customer service, and handle returns. And then you collect the profit. And so right now, Amazon serves 51% of the planet. So think about that. There are 8 billion people on this planet right now, and Amazon is serving over 4 billion people. All right, so this is something that most people don't know, and that is Walmart, Home Depot, Costco, CVS, Target, Lowe's, Walgreens, Kroger, and Best Buy are the largest retailers in the United States, the largest 10 retailers, right? Worth over $1.07 trillion. However, Amazon is larger than all of those companies put together. So this is why starting a business with Amazon is so life-changing. So Amazon is worth 1.4 trillion. Actually, it's probably worth more now, so it's grown. So an Amazon business gives you the capacity to reach customers in 185 countries. Now, if you factor in Israel and Ukraine, there's only 195 countries in the world. So as you can see, this is a worldwide business. This is not play. So that gives you access to 100 fulfillment centers around the world. And it also gives you access to 15 global sorting centers around the world. All right. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes, because none of you have asked me, okay, well, Wayne, we get it. You're successful. We get it. You've mentored other people, got them to success. But how does this work? What are you actually selling? Show me, walk me through the process. So that's what I'm going to do now. So this is a screenshot of a Disney monster toy, right? You've all heard of Disney Monsters series. If you haven't, no problem. But basically, when I took this screenshot, you were able to, you could have either done two things. One, you could have jumped in your car, drove down to Target, and bought this product for $16.99. Or if you're lazy, you could have just jumped on your computer, pulled out your phone, went to Target.com, and bought this for $16.99, and it would have been the same thing. Now that you purchased this from Target, now what do? So the next thing you do is you want to have this shipped into Amazon. Now, why would you send this into Amazon after you've purchased it? Well, let me explain. So on Amazon, they're selling 45 of these every single month that you can see right here, the estimated sales. And on Amazon, this is selling for $52.98. So remember, you can go pick this up from Target right in your area for $16.99. But on Amazon, it's selling for $52.98. So I know what you're thinking. Master Wayne, why would somebody go to Amazon and buy this for $52.98 when they can go to Target and buy it for $16.99? Well, the first answer is people are creatures of habit. Some people only shop on Amazon. They don't shop on Target. And so they won't even know that this is only $17 on Target. They're just going to go and buy it from Amazon for $52.98. Another thing is supply and demand and geolocations. Not every location around the United States has a Target, and Target doesn't ship to every state, right? So, you won't even be able to get this from Target in some states or some countries, depending on where you are. And so you basically buy this for $16.99 from Target, send it into Amazon and sell it for $52.98. So here you can see I have my quantity at 10, right? So if I buy 10 of these, here's what ends up happening. As you can see, Amazon sells 45 of these every single month. So looking down here, I can see that there's only 3 people selling them. The first seller has 6 in stock, and the next 2 sellers only have 1 in stock. And look at their prices. The first 2 sellers have the same price at $44.98. So that's a little cheaper than $52.98, right? But remember, they're selling 45 of these a month. So in 1 week, the first 2 sellers will be out of stock, and then boom, the price will go back up to $52.98. All right, so a recap. You purchased this monster toy from Disney for $16.99 in step 1. Step 2, you send it into Amazon and you sell it for $52.98. Step 3 is Amazon will take out their fee, and their fee is $13.14. Comes out to about 15%, their fee. All right, then 4th, Amazon is going to put this cash into your balance. Right, so you're going to have $39.84 sitting in your balance. And then after 2 weeks, Amazon is going to deposit that balance into your direct deposit. All right, so your profit ended up being $22.85, plus you were reimbursed for what you paid for the product originally. So think about that. Not only did you make a profit, but you were also reimbursed for what you paid for the initial product. Here's another example. So this is a sewing machine that's kind of teal green, and it was on sale from Joanne. And the original price was $200, but it was on sale for $119. Let's call that $120. So again, I can see that on Amazon, this is selling 72 times per month. So, my buy price was $119, and on Amazon, I can see that it was selling for $259. So if I bought 5, then after I sold all 5, I would make a profit of $385. And this whole process would only take me 5-10 minutes. So I would go to Joanne, I would add 5 to my cart, I would purchase it. I would then send these to a special third-party company called the Prep and Ship Company. The Prep and Ship Company will receive it. They would open it up, take it out of the Joanne box. They would rebox it up, bubble wrap it, make sure it's protected and safe and won't break. And then they would put it in a plain brown box and ship it into Amazon for me. And then after it sells, I would keep what's left over as the profit. And so my profit would be $385. Now think about this. If you go to work for 8 hours a day tomorrow, and let's say you're earning $30 an hour. Well, 30 times 8 is 240. So that means, you would go to work all day tomorrow and making $30 an hour, you would only earn $240. Whereas in 10 minutes, I would jump on my computer, purchase 5 of these, and make $385. All right. So as you can see, this right here can definitely give you the financial freedom that you deserve, because this is a shortcut to financial freedom and making money. And the crazy part is Amazon gives you all your customers for free. Amazon has millions of customers, right? Just for the Amazon Prime subscription by itself, I think there's 300 million Amazon subscribers for Amazon Prime. All right, so here's another example. This is a digital electric smoker. I would purchase this from Home Depot. All right. I can see that Amazon sells 13 of these per month, and my buy price is only $187. When on Amazon, it was retailing for $499. I would buy 8, excuse me. And here's the breakdown. So after I purchased 8 of them and sold all 8, I would make $1,000.85. All right. And so here's a breakdown. You buy 8 from Home Depot for $187.31. That means your total cost is $1,500. Now, after you sell all 8 on the Amazon.com marketplace, that means you've now made $4,000 back, right? And of that $4,000, Amazon fees is going to be $1,416.25. That means you ended up making $2,583.67. And so you remember you paid $14.98 to buy all 8 of these, and you reimburse that amount. So your reimbursement plus your profit is $2,583.67. So in the span of 10 more minutes, the very next day, boom, you're making $240 while spending 8 hours at work on your computer at home. And now I'm showing you how to do the same thing, but spend only 10 minutes on your computer and earn $1,000. All right. So it's just flipping a switch in your head, doing the same amount of work, but making it easy and more lucrative. And so here's the formula: source products. You buy those products at a low price. You ship those products into Amazon. You sell them at a retail price, and then you pocket the difference. And you can do this with an unlimited number of products. And so I call this the kiddie pool, because getting started on Amazon is fairly simple, but you have to know what you're doing, right? So once you go the arbitrage method and you start selling products in Amazon, that's child's play. That's just to get you started, right? The water only comes up to your knees. But then after that, I show you how to switch over to the adult pool, where there's alcohol being served, a little cannabis set to the side, loud music, bathing suits, they got everything going on. They got food, everything is being catered. And so having a kiddie pool party and an adult pool party, 2 different situations, right? And so basically I give you the entire formula that you need. 1, how to find out whether that a product is even profitable before you even waste your time. 2, what's the return on investment? The return on investment lets you know how much you're going to recoup after you sell that product. Number 3, how many FBA sellers are there? And number 4, how many merchant sellers are there? What's your competition's inventory level? And what's the BSR of the product? BSR stands for bestseller ranking, which lets you know how fast or slow a product is selling. Number 7 is whether or not you're even eligible to sell a particular product or not. Number 8, what's the sales volume of that particular product every single month? Does it sell 10 times a month, or does it sell 500 times per month? 9, can you sell this product internationally? So you're going to start off being able to sell on Amazon in the United States, Mexico, Canada, and Brazil. And then other than that, I'm also going to teach you some trade secrets. All right. And then that will help you graduate to the wholesale level. Now, wholesale is very different. That's where you send in your documentation about your company or your LLC, your reseller's permit or your business license, and you get your products directly from whole brand name sellers. Like we're talking Puma, Nike, Adidas, Michael Kors, Reebok, Disney, Marvel, you name it. You can get your products directly from the wholesalers and purchase in bulk. And now you can start scaling up your business and growing. All right, so I want you to take a look at these Amazon marketplaces, right? And I want you to look at the estimated traffic going to each marketplace. Like the United States, 2.3 billion users going to Amazon United States, right? Canada, 133 million, Mexico, 48 million, UK, 403 million, Germany, 513 million, France, and you get it, on and on and on, right? But that's not even the best part. The best part is worldwide, there are only 9.7 million Amazon sellers. And I know what you're thinking, man, that's a lot of sellers worldwide. But it's really not, because there's 8 billion people in this world and only 9.7 million Amazon sellers. Or just think about the United States. In the United States, there's 350 million people, but again, only 9.7 million Amazon sellers. And it gets better, because out of those 9.7 million sellers, and this makes no sense to me, but only 2.3 million of those active sellers out of those 9.7 million sellers are active on the Amazon marketplace. So it goes to show that people are really tire kickers. You know, they'll sign up to become an Amazon seller, but they won't follow through because they don't have the right training. So that's almost 5.4 million people who are signed up as an Amazon seller, but are doing absolutely nothing because they don't have the right training or the right resources or mentorship or courses. All right. Now, in the United States, there are only 1.1 million active sellers on the Amazon marketplace. And every day, roughly 3,700 new people decide to join Amazon to become a seller. But remember, the majority of those new sellers won't even follow through with the whole process. They'll sign up to become an Amazon seller and they'll throw away $40 every month, but they'll never follow through to really get their business up and rolling because they don't have the right course instructions or teachings. All right, so if you haven't figured this out yet, this is effectively digital real estate. Gone are the days where you have to buy a nice little property, have it appraised, have it gutted, renovate it, and then, stock it with, or stage it, with furniture, and then hire a listing agent to put it up for sale. And then you hope it sells at full price. Because if you don't sell it at full price and you have to negotiate down, you're going to start to lose profit that you could have made. So that's another reason why I love this business model, because every product that you decide to sell on Amazon is going to be a piece of digital real estate. Now, in full transparency, I like to show you what other companies charge and what their prices are. So this is Automation Alliance. They charge $18,000 to teach you how to do Amazon as a business model, and also Walmart as a business model. All right, this is another company called Amazon Automation, and they charge you 15,000, and then they want you to have 50,000 in capital just to start purchasing products. And you could also hire a virtual assistant to kind of run your business for you and help you scale things up. So in this screenshot, you can see this virtual assistant has this account making $39,000 a month, but they want half of everything that you make. So even though you're making $40,000 a month, you only bring home 20 because their VA is taking half. So that's a route that you really don't want to go. I can pretty much show you how to hire a VA and only pay them a hourly rate. So you'll save a lot more money instead of paying out millions. All right. And so in full transparency, again, this is a site called Udemy, and I wrote, you get what you pay for, because these are courses that people can buy online at Udemy, but they're just outlines. Just going to give you mundane information and then try to bait you into buying the more expensive course. All right. So again, if you missed my price plan at the beginning of this presentation, when I was running my mentorship, I had two price plans, a one payment, a $2,500, and I would also take a 15% equity stake in your Amazon business. So every 2 weeks when Amazon pays you out, I would get a 15% kickback of your profits. Now, if you were the more bona fide entrepreneur, I also had a plan B, which is a one-time investment of $7,500. And that allows you to do an equity buyout, which allows you to keep 100% of your profits. Oh, excuse me, got the hiccups. Now, you don't have to have an LLC in order to start an Amazon business. I want to clear that up first and foremost. But at some point, once you do get your Amazon business set up and you're verified as a professional seller, you want to do a couple of things to set yourself up correctly. First, go to your Secretary of State for your state, open up an LLC. Then get an EIN number from the IRS, and that's like your business's social security number. All right. Then procure a business license, business bank account, a reseller's permit or tax certificate, then a business address and phone number, followed by a business website. After you have all 7 of those steps completed, go ahead and register your business with Dun & Bradstreet. Now you are a fully compliant business. All right, and here are your expenses. So you're going to join a prep and ship center, and they have a one-time deposit of $100, and it's $49 just to get ungated and get started. Now, to make it easy as possible for you, I'm going to furnish you your product leads from my VA. So every day, Monday through Friday, my VAs go out, scour the internet, and find profitable deals for you and put them inside of a neat spreadsheet. All right. And so that's $139 a month. Then software number 2 is $19.95. Software 3 is $39.95. Software 4 is $64. Software 5 is $79. All right. So after your membership subscription of $169 and your Amazon seller account, your total monthly expenses to run a global Amazon business is $551, and only $377 of that is recurring every single month. So to run a business like that from Amazon as a global business, helping you make money to live out your dreams, pay off all your debt, and travel the world, you're only looking at $377 per month, which is unbelievable. All right, so here's a summary. First, I walk you through the application process, so how to become a professional Amazon seller and then set up your account. 2, help you format your account for the FBA business model so you can get started. Number 3, help you register for the 5 softwares and then sync them up with your Amazon Seller Central account. Number 4, add you to my WhatsApp group, and everyone will welcome you in so you can meet the other beta testers and you can get started. 5, orientate you to Seller Central and the softwares you'll need to automate your business. Number 6, start training on how to research and analyze products so you can find the great deals. And steps 7, step up, format your prep and ship spreadsheet. So once you get your prep and ship spreadsheet, I'll show you how to fill that out correctly and start adding your products to it. Your repricer will back up your data and help you do reverse analytics on sellers. And then there's cashback extensions, coupons, and cashback cards. So you'll be able to make money on top of money by implementing the cashback extensions, coupons, and cashback cards. And last but not least, teach you how to graduate to the wholesale and manufacturing game. And so in review, that's it. You don't have to pay $2,500. You don't have to pay $7,500. You don't have to pay $997 or $497 or $197 with a monthly subscription. As a beta tester, if you secure one of your spots today, you will only pay $169 a month to have access to all of my knowledge, all of my courses, all of my database. And I even have a mastermind that I did with my mentees with about 10 different videos, and you'll have access to those masterminds as well. So you can see how I'm training my mentees, what information I teach them, and how to be successful. And when the beta testers spots are all filled up, that's it. I'll be closing that down. And then the course will go back to its normal pricing schedule. So for the basic course, it'll be $197. For the intermediate course, it'll be $497. And then for the advanced course, it'll be $997. And then for the subscription, it'll be $47 a month, and that'll be to the Mastermind Success Club. And so you're looking at 200 plus 500, that's 700, that's 1,700 plus a monthly payment of $47. But fortunately for you, you are on this call Sunday evening, and you can sign up to become one of my beta testers, and you can get access to my entire knowledge base about Amazon, learn all the business models, and figure out which one is best for you for only $169 a month. Now, last week I did the same presentation, so we already have several spots filled up. But after this presentation ends, I will be sending out emails and advertisements and launching this. And I don't know, I'm also going to be on a channel called Funky. And on Funky's channel, and I'm going to pay him to do a presentation. And in that presentation, he's going to show this to his 500,000 subscribers, and all of these beta tester spots will be gone by then. So if you're on the fence and you're undecided, you'll probably never ever see an opportunity and an offer like this ever again. And now let's open things up for questions. So if you have any question whatsoever about how Amazon works or how something is done or what you'll learn, go ahead and put your question in the comment section, and I'll answer any questions that you have. I'm open book and very transparent, and you can have questions about anything, and I can answer all your questions off the top of my head. So do we have any questions?
Yeah, I have one, Master. I need the link for them to sign up. The link. I don't see it on the email. Now
Okay.
I can send the link to me via email, and then I can put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, You should have had it in your last email, but I'll resend
Can't.
it to you.
Yeah, send it to me. I couldn't find it. That threw me off completely. I don't see any questions in the chat. I'm looking. How long will the course go on for? Maybe you can
The
tell them that.
course is going to last for 9 weeks.
Okay.
And if you're familiar with KT Hustles or Will Rivera, they also have Amazon courses, but you're going to pay upwards of $25,000 to $3,000 for their courses. So, my courses will end up being the same amount, but right now I'm just bringing on beta test so you can poke around, make sure everything is working correctly, and this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. All right, Philly, I just sent you the link again where they can sign up. And so every Monday, I'm going to do a recording for the course, and it's going to be live. And then afterwards, I'll put the recording up into a WhatsApp group, put everybody into the WhatsApp group, and then upload it to the website. So if you missed the recording, no problem. You'll be able to watch it whenever you get an opportunity. And I'm also going to send you the QR code that they can also scan just in case they want to go that route.
Okay.
Make it
That's the
easy.
link. I'm putting it in there now.
Okay. One of the things that I've learned about life is something that my father told me. Um, One day, my father, when I was a teenager, he came into my room and he had two jars. He had a jar full of red ants and a jar full of black ants. And he poured the red ant jar into a bigger jar, and then he poured the black ants into the bigger jar. So now the red and the black ants were in the same exact jar. All right. And they were just coexisting peacefully, crawling all over one another, and it wasn't a problem. And then he did something very interesting. He picked up the jar of ants that were in the jar together now, and he violently shook it. And what do you think happened after he shook that jar of ants, red and black ants together? Does anybody know the answer to that?
Tell us. Well, somebody has a question too.
Yeah. Jeffrey Hunter, how will my questions be addressed after the live is recorded? Yeah, so Jeffrey, I'm very transparent, and you'll have my direct phone number, and you'll also be in a WhatsApp group. So if you have any questions after watching the live recording, you'll just be able to message me directly inside of WhatsApp in real time, and I'll be able to answer or address any of your concerns or questions in real time. Now, I don't think anybody knows the answer to the jar and the ants, but after he shook up the jar with the red and black ants in the same jar together, they violently started attacking one another. And so, what my father was trying to teach me is that the same thing is the state of the world. Peace, for the most part, people from all ethnicities and backgrounds live in peace. And it's not until the powers that be shake up the jar or shake up the world that we actually start attacking one another. So, you know, And another thing that he taught me is he taught me this thing where he was like, there was an experiment done with 5 monkeys. So the 5 monkeys were placed into a room with a ladder, and at the top of the ladder was a pack a pack of bananas. So once all the 5 monkeys were placed into the room, monkey number one decided to climb the ladder and go after the bananas. But as that monkey started to climb the ladder to go after the bananas, the other 4 monkeys, two, three, four, and five, were doused with water, right? And so they ended up beating the first monkey who tried to climb the ladders to get the bananas. And then the next day, monkey number two tried to climb the ladder and get the bananas because he was hungry, and the other monkeys were doused with water. And this process repeated itself so that every time monkeys one, two, three, four, and five tried to climb the ladder and retrieve the bananas, the other monkeys would be doused with water. And so, next thing is they removed all of the monkeys except for one and brought in 4 new monkeys. And each time that new monkey tried to climb the ladder and go for the bananas, the other monkeys were doused with water. And then after, after time went on, they stopped dousing the monkeys with water, and the new monkeys wouldn't let the older monkeys would never let the new monkeys climb the ladder and get the bananas, and the new monkeys never knew why. And so the world is a microcosm of that same example. You know, if if whenever people try to climb out of this situation or start a business or make money, there's people in your ear pulling you back down, telling you, oh, well, that's a scam. Oh, it's not going to work. Or, oh, you're not going to be successful. And it's the same exact example of, the monkeys in the room trying to climb the ladder. Every time someone in your circle tells you, hey, I quit my job, I'm about to start a business and, you know, do XYZ, you might wish them well, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh, it's not going to work. Or, you know, in the African American community, you have what's called crabs in a barrel. So my father used to bring home a barrel full of crabs, and he never had a lid on it. And as a child, I used to say, okay, well, why you don't have a lid on the bucket? Aren't some of the crabs going to crawl out of the bucket? And he would say, well, just watch. And I would just sit there and watch. And each time a crab tried to climb out that bucket, another crab pulled it back down. And this is the state of humanity. People don't want to see you being successful. They want you to remain right where they are. That's why most people only make the same amount of money as their friends. So if you look around at your 5 closest friends, you make this about the same amount of money. You live in the same type of place. You drive like the same type of cars. And if you want to break free from that, eventually you'll have to break free from your friend circle. And you're going to have to aspire for something bigger or better. Let me go back.
I'm looking for comments. I don't see none this time.
Okay. I did a bang up job at answering all the questions without even trying.
I could probably ask you a question that they might want to know. Like once they pay the 179, the 169, do they have to pay anything else after that? Like to develop that Amazon?
Yeah, so you will have to pay for the software.
Okay.
And what I do is I have a team of virtual assistants now, and the virtual assistants go out and they source products. So because the hardest thing with Amazon is trying to find products to sell. With my program, you won't have to worry about that because you're going to get a list of 10 products every single day, Monday through Friday, provided to you by my VAs. And that's like $139 per month. just to pay the VAs for that service. And so I have it pulled up right here. Let me show you what all your expenses will look like. All right, so you're going to need a prep and ship company to handle all your products. So you pay them a one-time deposit of $149. So deposit is 100 and the fee is 49. All right. So
Okay.
the product leads of the products that you're going to sell, you'll get 10 leads every single day, Monday through Friday. That's only 139. And you're going to need 4 softwares, and this is the price of every software monthly. All right. And then your membership subscription, as you already know, is only $169. Amazon seller account is $39. So all your recurring expenses will come up to $377 every month. And
Do
that's
you
to
have
run a global business on Amazon.
do you have to
And
get all of them? That's what I wanted to ask. Can you shortcut it? Can some people shortcut it, or what would you recommend?
no, there is no shortcut. So that's why so many people, that's why there are 9.7 million Amazon sellers, but only 2.3 of them are active. So that's like 5 million sellers who, they're not even active on Amazon because they don't have a system. So you definitely have to have a system. One, you don't want to have to look for products to sell yourself. So you definitely need the product leads. All right, you'll need a backup. So whenever you find a good product to sell and you put it in your inventory, you need a software to back up everything. So if you have to go look for your tracking number or what you purchased or the variation of what you purchased or the ASIN number or the serial number, you'll be able to find it. Software 3 monitors your actual deals. So it analyzes the deals and lets you put in your profit, put in your expenses, and know exactly what your profit is going to be. Software 4 tracks your entire Amazon inventory. So every month you'll be able to see how much money you're making versus how much money you're spending. And you'll be able to see what products are actually your winning products. So you'll say, okay, you know what? I need to purchase more of these and less of those because I'm making more money. And then number 5 is your repricer. Your repricer allows you to reprice your products in real time. So sometimes you might want to increase your prices, and sometimes you might want to lower your prices, and you want software to do that for you automatically while you're asleep. Jeffrey Hunter is asking how many monthly payments for this offer. So Jeffrey, it's just a monthly subscription of $169 for access to the course, and your expenses for running the business will be $377 per month. So your monthly expenses will only come out to $377 to run the entire business per month. And Tommy Wilson, sorry, Tommy, is asking, how can I get a consultation with you, Philly?
I'm giving my WhatsApp number to him now. I'm
Okay.
typing it out right now.
And so basically all you really need to get started is just $169. You'll pay that monthly. So that's super affordable. Before this, when I did the mentorship, I didn't have a monthly payment plan. I didn't have any beta testers. It was just 2 payment plans, a one-time payment of $2,500 or a one-time payment of $7,500 if you want the executive level. Right now, I'm bringing in 100 beta testers, and I'm making it available at only $169 a month. So you guys can poke around, play up my website, click on all the links, make sure all the links are functional and working. Make sure I don't have any grammar, spelling, or punctuation errors. And you give me feedback on the entire course and how everything is set up. And you can also give me feedback and criticism on the actual live classes, and that way you could ask questions during the live classes. So I can turn your questions into frequently asked questions and have an FAQ for the website. So I'm doing this as a favor to you guys. So I'm making all of this knowledge, and this is $1 million uh, business level knowledge right here. You know, Amazon has made me a self-made millionaire. I travel the world full time, and I've been doing this now for 9 years, just traveling the world. I've been to Medellin, Colombia multiple times, Costa Rica multiple times, Cartagena. Where else have I been? Mexico. I've been to Punta Cana, Puerto Vallarta, or Punta Cana is in the DR. I've been to Punta Cana, Santo Domingo, Sosua, Dominican Republic. I've been to Cozumel. Um, let's see. Well, I've been to Belize. I've been on 2 or 3 cruises. I've been to Ottawa, Canada. I've been to Montreal, Canada. I've been to Morocco, Africa, Kenya, Africa. I've been to the Philippines, to Manila. I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Laos. I've been to Cambodia. I'm currently in Thailand. This is my second time in Thailand. Last year, I was here for 4 months, and now I've been here going on 8 months. I've been to Brazil, to Rio, to Salvador Bahia, all over the place. I've been to Bermuda, Bahama, Jamaica. Where else? I can't even think of any more. I've been all over the place. I've been to 4 continents. So, my goal is to touch down on all 7 continents on the planet. So, I'm trying to do what I do best and, make this affordable and give you guys a chance to come on in and be part of my beta testing group. I know when I had my mentorship, some people couldn't afford 2,500, some people couldn't afford 7,500, and they was asking me, do I have a payment plan? And at the time, I didn't have a payment plan. So now this is even better than a payment plan. So as a beta tester, you'll get full access to my entire course and knowledge base, and you'll be able to, click links, watch all the recordings, and let me know whether or not you see anything that I made a mistake on or anything I need to change, or you might just have some feedback or some criticism. But, if you're ready to launch your business, if you want to claim your step-by-step guide to FBA success or take control of your financial future, you can start your Amazon FBA business today and you can build your dreams. And I go over everything. First thing I go over is how to register as an Amazon seller, how to format your Seller Central account, what software you'll need to set up and automate your Amazon business, how to analyze, order, ship, and track your products, and how to scale and grow your business quickly. So I leave no stone unturned. And even if you decide to go into KDP publishing, I teach you how to do that also. phillydom has written 5 books, and we went over that earlier, all 5 of his books. Let me pull that up in case you missed that.
Show it to him. Show it to him.
Yes, sir. And KDP can make you a lot of money. Most people understand that, it takes a couple of weeks to write a book. But once you write the book, that book is going to earn you money for the rest of your life. And the best part about it is not only is it going to earn you money for the rest of your life, I'm trying to just get back to.
Just got to pull it back up again. So.
Yeah.
I don't see it in the back.
And let me exit the slideshow. There you go. Be a much faster way. All right. And go back to presentations. Oh man, I knew it was gonna do that. And it doesn't. Let me push the tab over.
They still watching.
All right. Events, full screen, and presentation. There we go.
I see you in the back. Yeah. All right. I see it.
All right.
It's there. I see it.
There we go. And all right, and these are Phillydom's books. So when you write a book, the best thing about writing a book is the book is going to be converted over to 4 different formats. So yeah, you got to spend weeks of your time writing the book, but I'm going to show you how to use a shortcut by using AI to help you write the book. Like first, we're going to draft the outline, and then AI is going to write the book for you. All right. And then you're going to convert that book over to 4 different versions. So it's going to be a paperback version. Then you're going to have a hardcover version. Then you're going to have an ebook version. And then you're going to have the Audible version. So that's one book. You'll get paid 4 different ways off of one book. And so Philly Dom has a complete guide to Alaska seafood processing and self-preservation, where he actually worked in the seafood industry in Alaska. So he wrote this book because he had a lot of subscribers asking him, yo, how do I get into the Alaska seafood industry? And Philly Dom, how much money could they make in the Alaska seafood industry? I know a lot of people want to
Yeah,
get
they
in there.
can make between it depends. It's different contracts. Some people do it for a month. I'm gonna say some people do it for 6 months, like I did. 3-month contracts. So you can probably make upwards to between 10,000 and 60,000, seventy
Okay.
thousand.
Yeah,
Depends
just
on your job, your experience, depends on a lot of factors. But you
okay,
can make
yeah,
you're gonna make money. You're gonna make a lot of money.
right. Okay.
And it
Yeah, so
depends
it
on
just
your
depends on
it also depends on your like if you're up there for a month, if you're up there for 3 months, it depends on what your contract. It's all in your contract.
okay, yeah. So it just depends on the length of your contract.
Yeah. But you will
Okay.
make money. You'll make a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's blue collar work. So it's really it's labor work, but you make a lot of money. And if you want to travel, if you want to save money for something else, you can do it. Work up there for three
Okay.
months, 6 months, 2 months, and make a whole bunch of money. And you can come back home and figure it out. If you want to travel, you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car. If you want to use the money to start your Amazon business with Master Wayne, you know, he give you options.
Definitely. And tell people what's behind the unfiltered behind the scenes of your YouTube book.
People
So
always
they know
ask
about
about, yeah, they always ask about YouTube. How much do you make? Is it worth opening a YouTube channel? Uh, why did you become a travel vlogger? What's the best niche to have in the YouTube? So you get a travel blogger, your own cooking channel, since you have I don't know, everybody has different type of niches. Since you have a comedy channel, since you have a channel talking about family, so I just told them why I picked being a travel blogger, how much it makes, and I let them know the roadblocks that you encounter as a content creator, the ups and downs. I think I kept it really real and true.
Okay, okay. So yeah, you just gave them unfiltered behind the scenes access.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Did you let them know like what type of camera equipment you use and stuff
Yeah, I
like
let
that?
them know what camera I use. I let them know why I like traveling, why I like filming certain areas. I just gave them, every. It's a good book. It's definitely a book. It's raw and real, and it lets you know like somebody that made it to 100,000 subscribers, because not many people reach that mark over 100,000 subscribers. That's a really hard mark to make. So I just let them,
Okay.
know what I had to do.
Yeah. All right. And what about Philly Dom's The Forgotten Father story? Give them a little background on
Uh,
that one.
just talking about my son, and the history of when he was born, and everything that's going on with my son basically,
Okay.
because the mom always has a story, but the father usually don't have stories to tell. So just let people know about the situation with my son.
Yeah. And I see it also says Emily Sosua Brandao. Who is that?
It's a friend of mine from Salvador
Brazil.
Bahia in Brazil.
Okay.
I think you might
Yeah.
have met
I
her.
thought that name sounded familiar. I know Emily.
Yeah, she helped me with the book, because when you write a book like that, and like, oh, you just giving the guy perspective, the father perspective, you're being biased. So
Yeah.
has a female there to help me, you know. So I gave my perspective, she gave her perspective. We put it together.
Okay. The crazy part is, I was there with you during that time, but I
Yep, you
didn't know
were.
that she was helping you write the book. I had no idea.
Yep, she helped me write the book.
Yeah. And that's crazy because, she didn't even really speak English. She only spoke
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Yep, we just translated it back. She typed in Portuguese,
Yeah.
and then I put it in English, and we went back and forth
Okay.
with ideas and stuff like that. Yeah, she helped me
Yeah.
with like about 2 or 3 chapters. The rest of it I finished in Philly. I ended up going to
Okay.
Philly. I remember I had picked up my son. I brought him to the States for a long time.
Okay.
So I ended up going to
And
Philly.
and tell everybody about the life and truths of Philly Dom.
I'm just telling everybody how I started YouTube, how hard
Okay.
it is, how I worked from working in Alaska in the seafood industry, and I came a full-time content creator. And like I gambled on myself, because a lot of people, you gamble on yourself because you do Amazon. A lot of people don't gamble
Absolutely.
on themselves. So I let them know I
Yeah.
gambled on myself. We'll work for a corporate company, give them 20, 30 years, blood, sweat, tears of your life, but you never gamble on yourself. Sometime in
Yeah.
life, you got to gamble on yourself and take a chance on yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you don't gamble on yourself, you're not going to go anywhere. So,
You
you always got to be ready to step outside of your own shadow in order to achieve success.
Yeah. So the life and truth let them know what the sacrifices I had to make, and I took a chance. And
Yeah.
6 years
Definitely.
later, I'm still on the road,
Yeah.
traveling and moving around. Well, if
And
I'm
how
in New
many
York, I
countries have
can,
you been to? Because I know
oh
you've
man,
been bouncing
maybe
around.
like 30 plus,
Wow.
maybe
Okay.
more than that. Yeah, 30 plus. I stopped counting, but it's a lot. It's a lot of countries.
Yeah, I stopped counting too. I think I was right around 26, 27 when I stopped counting.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just count the continents now. That's much easier.
Yeah. At least you know. Yeah. You said you got one more continent to go to, right?
Well, two more really, because Australia is its own continent, and then of course Europe is its own continent.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I've
yeah,
been all up in Asia,
Africa. You've been
Africa,
on the
yeah,
continent of Africa, so
yeah, South
uh,
America,
yeah,
Canada, yeah. And I
Australia
don't
gonna be
know,
that big one.
yeah, but that's when you get to travel the world, man. It's also a learning process and it's a growing process because
That's
you
true.
get to get rid of all those stereotypes that you've heard about places that you've never visited, and you get to see it firsthand for yourself. Like even in the United States alone, I've been to 41 of the 50 United States. So, that's something that very few people even do by, in that regards, just travel around the United States.
Yeah, that's a big accomplishment in itself, because you got people
Yeah,
that live and die. They
in the
born on the
same
East
state.
Coast. Yeah, they've been in
Yeah,
the same area. They ain't going nowhere. They from the
that's
West
correct.
Coast. They ain't been to the East Coast. They from the East
Yep.
Coast. They ain't been to the West Coast. They ain't been to the Midwest.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've now been at this for 2 hours. So just a quick recap. Um, I'm opening up 100 spots for my beta testers. And this is a once in a lifetime opportunity and price at $169 a month. So you can have access to my full course and my full knowledge. You know, I'm a self-made millionaire through Amazon. And I've been doing this now for 11 years and traveling the world for 9 years. And 100 beta testers will get access to my new automated course. And you guys will do all the troubleshooting and the kicking around the ties, clicking links, making sure everything works, giving me feedback and criticism. And for your return on your service, I make this available to you for only $169 a month, whereas my mentorship prices were previously a one-time payment of $2,500 and a one-time payment of $7,500. So you're getting this at an unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime deal. And once those 100 beta tester spots are all filled up, that's it. It won't be no more, oh, I saw it 2 months ago, I want to join now. After that, you'll be paying the regular price of, let me see, what's that, 200, that's 700, that's 15, yeah, so it'll be 1,700. It'll be $1,700 plus you'll have a $47 monthly payment for the Amazon Success Club. So it'll be a lot more money. So this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And that's it. phillydom has already put my contact information on the screen. So if you want to contact, also if you put up the payment link. So if you want to join and secure your spot, then you know, be first and be fast because it's first come, first serve. And that is it. Anything you want to add, Philly?
That's it for now, man. That's
Okay,
it for
cool.
now.
All right. Well, it's early in the morning for me, so I'm going back to bed. I'm sure you're about to go out and hit the streets or something.
Today I hit the streets earlier before I did the live with you. So after this, I
Okay.
gotta go edit a video. I dropped the video like right before your live or during your live. I dropped the video, and then now I'm gonna edit another video. You know,
Okay.
consistency is just like Amazon. Consistency, consistency, consistency.
Consistency. Yep. All right, man. Hit me up a little bit later, and
Okay.
thank all your subscribers for watching the live and joining us this morning or this
Okay.
evening.
All right, then I hit you a little later.
All right.
All right. Take care.